Hello, it's 8 o'clock. I want you guys to join us. I'll give you a few minutes to come in, but this is McKinnie G Foundation. We're doing our bi-weekly live talk about DV, and as you can see, things are a little different. It's not the group anymore. We've kind of divided ourselves up. We are all still doing our talks, but we're doing them individually. So I have a guest tonight, but I'll give you guys a little time to come into the room. I'll give you a little time. So I want to see if it's showing up. You won't be able to tell, will you? Okay, it's showing up. Okay. Yep, somebody's on. Good. Welcome. Welcome, guys. I'll give you guys a few minutes to join us. Show me your name. There's two people on. There you go. All right, good. All right, so we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll get started because I like to stay within the hour's time. But again, this is Tanya Garnett with McKinnie G Foundation. Thank you guys for consistently joining us every other Wednesday. I so appreciate your support. And like I mentioned earlier, like you can see that still the ladies and I are not together this evening either. A lot of us are now just kind of doing our videos on our own. But we are all still in it together, the BG ladies. But tonight I have a special guest, a really, really good friend of mine, Miss Michelle McKinnie. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about her. Good stuff in her face, right? So give y'all a few minutes to join. Thank you guys for joining us. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We got a good conversation tonight. Don't want you guys to miss it. And please, for those that are in, share. I don't think it's a swipe and share like Periscope, but I think there's a little button on the bottom left hand of the screen that'll tell you to share. So you can share it tonight. All right. Give you guys like 2 more minutes. Oh, there's Lynn. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Lynn. Yep. But it should show on your page because I tagged you in so it should be there. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna, thanks Lynn for your little thumbs up. Hope you can stay with us for this hour. Okay, so guys, thank you once again for joining us. We have been doing these Facebook Lives since October. October was DV Awareness Month, but we wanted to join in the every other month because the other 11 months matter as well. Domestic violence is still happening consistently, and so we wanted to keep it in the forefront of everyone's mind and have just a consistent dialogue about domestic violence. There are so many myths and stigma attached to that. People are afraid to talk about it. There are women that are silent. Their cries are silent. Hey, Vivian. Hey, Vivian. Hi. Their cries are silent. And so if we can be the voice for them, we can. And I love this idea that the Lord has given me to be able to consistently have conversations about it. But then I have run across in my journey so many awesome women who have not only supported me, but have also shared, in the experience and have shared their journeys. And so I want to be able to share that journey with you guys. So tonight I have the none other, the luxurious, the gracious, but just my beautiful, beautiful friend Michelle. Oh my God, we could spend a whole hour, but we met together. We were supervisors at Metropolitan Family Services, which is a community agency, and we just kind of and we have not separated. But just a beautiful woman, and who you would not know her story. I mean, because the Lord has not left any residue of that. And when I say overcomer, she's an overcomer. She has had some obstacles, but it has not deterred her from having a full life. And so really, McKinnie G Foundation is really about bringing hope and healing to individuals that have been affected, And so how do we overcome? By the word of our testimony, right? The blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so our testimony is what's going to save us. And there's freedom. I think we talked about this earlier today. Just the freedom in telling our story and being transparent. I am learning that. I am learning that along this journey, that we think we're keeping ourselves safe when we remain quiet. Yes. But as soon as we open our mouth, the burdens are lifted. And then we can get support. Then we can finally get support. So anyway, so I'm not gonna run my mouth anymore. But what I did want to share was, if you can see our lovely space, I am so excited that Aisha Sanders and her Creating Me agency that she has a beautiful space, and she has allowed Kimmy G Foundation to provide services in this room. I mean, I got the whole space, but I'm saying, but in this room. So now you'll see a lot of our Facebook Lives on Wednesday in this room, in this space. And we are open for business in Homewood, Illinois, 2058 Ridge Road. You can find my profile on psychologytoday.com, or you can inbox me from my Kimmy G Foundation page, and we can talk about it. I'm open and available, and I'm ready to help. We're ready to serve. So I am super excited about the things that the Lord is doing for little old me. But enough of me, and we're going to talk about Michelle. So I want Michelle to introduce herself, and I really asked her to pray about where to start. So I'm going to let her where she wants to start. But this is really a journey of hope and healing. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm so excited. And we got our coffee, because this is what we used. Oh, Vivian on here. Vivian was our supervisor, but this is what we used to do, really, to kind of make it through, though. Yes, didn't Michelle? Yes, we would sit and have tea. And this is what we're doing now. We're going to sit and have tea. We're going to have a conversation. and talk. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am very excited to be here. Very honored. Very honored. And I'm just honored. And I want to start there, because right now in my life, I have a gracious spirit. Mm-hmm. You do. And so when I come across people and they say, "Oh, you got it together," no, I don't, because I learned from everybody, including you, who has come in my life. And I hope that anybody that's hearing this can share it with somebody, to say that once we open ourselves up, there are so many people that God put in our life. And that's why I can sit here right now. It looks like I'm put together.
Right.
With the clothes and all of that.
Because she's real cute.
But there have been people in my journey, as I sit here, as a 41-year-old woman, as I sit here, there have been people that God has put into my life that have blessed me, that have walked with me, that have been my cheerleaders, that have helped me along the way. Right. So I can't say I got here by myself. What I can say is that because I've had people help me, then I feel I got to pay it forward. Right. And so anytime I see a woman, a young girl, or somebody struggling, I pray for them. Right. Because I know where I've been. Right. I'm very grateful to be in this space right now, to be able to share. Right. Because ask me years ago, I would tell you, I don't need no help. I would tell you, as I told my mother when she said to me, "Are you okay?" Of course I am. Of course I am. I'm fine, Mama. And mothers out there know, you can tell. You know when your child is not fine. You can tell. It's not right, yeah. And so I'll start there with just being closed. And that was the hardest period in my life, in being closed. And with that, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you when you're closed. When you talk about domestic violence, when you talk about somebody hurting you, when you're a professional woman, that's nothing you share. That's nothing you talk about.
You have an image.
You have an image.
Expectations.
Status. I grew up a chameleon, so I would be whoever you wanted me to be. Okay. Everything you wanted me to say, what you wanted me to do, that's who I was. And so I was not authentic. I did not know which way to turn. And every relationship I was in, you could tell. You could tell I was that vulnerable person. So I left myself open to that man that could come in my life to say to me, who told me in the beginning of that relationship, because that's that foundation relationship that just tore me up. That's that person that could tell me everything to do. That pulled every string on me. But I'm a professional woman, so I would put on my clothes, and you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. But when I stepped back out of that arena and I went in that space with that person, I was whatever you wanted me to be. I was whatever you wanted me to be.
Wow.
And so I had a lot of up and down relationships, but it was that one.
Okay.
It was that one that I would consider that relationship that a lot of women just, that's that one.
So what age were you when you went into that relationship?
Oh, I was in my 20s.
Okay.
I was in my 20s. And he told me who he was.
Okay.
Oh, he told me who he was.
And what
he said, I'm jealous.
I'm
jealous.
like, oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Yeah. And when we're empty, like, we need that validation and that acceptance. So we take that.
Yes.
We take that.
Yes.
As acceptable.
Yes. And because throughout those years, even from high school to college, I never knew who I was. I didn't want to learn. I just want to be whoever anybody wanted me to be.
Gotcha. I can relate to that.
So if I needed to be like this, to be with this group, I would be like this. If I needed to be like this, then I would be like this. So then going into college, I was still that same person.
Gotcha.
I was that whatever you wanted me to be. So if I met somebody, a guy, this is who he liked, this is who I would be.
Oh, wow. Okay. And there's some girls out there.
Yeah.
That struggle with that.
Yeah. And so I didn't, when people used to say, you should get to know yourself, even my mother, just kind of explore yourself. I'm not going to do that. It's easier.
It's, because it's work.
Yeah, it's easier to just kind of fit in.
Okay.
To fit in and to pretend. Because I was a good pretender. People, oh, she's so cute and all that. Okay, then that's who I'm going to be.
Right.
That's who I'm going to be. So I was a good pretender. And so I never really knew who I was. And so I'm in this relationship not knowing who I was, but I'm who this person told me who they were. And so then as I sit here now, I say, well, what was going on with me that this person told me this is who I am, this is how I am, this is how I do relationships, this is what I do, yet I still get in that relationship. I still get there. And I just be okay.
I think that's a whole nother conversation we can't get into right now. As to why. Because it's not even about why women stay. It's why women get in so deep that they can't get out. Yeah. What's the pull? What's that hook? Yeah.
And so then I would have those voices, which is my mother, and just good people saying, something not right with you. I'm not listening to that. I hear you, but I'm not listening. Are you okay? Of course I'm okay. Of course I'm okay. I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
Right.
So God is putting people there because He know I'm struggling. But ask me to be vulnerable to God. I got it. I got it.
But what do you think it was, or the difficulty in admitting?
Fear.
Okay.
Fear.
Okay.
Because I think that really wanting to deal with yourself is very hard.
It is.
But blaming things. Oh, well, this is like this, and this is like this, so this is why I'm like this.
And that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have my father growing up. I can, throw it on there. I can tell you a whole bunch of excuses instead of just being vulnerable and asking for help and all that. I did not want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I was prideful. Prideful. And I just wasn't ready to be real. I wasn't ready to be real, and I wasn't ready to work on anything. I wanted to stay where I was.
Okay.
And I was scared.
Okay.
I was scared. And so there are always those moments. There are always those moments that God really speaks to you. And I know one particular moment, because this person kind of tore me up, would say things and just demean me. And you know, I was that girl that if I went out, I would look at my phone. You know, I had to be home at a certain time, and I was looking on my phone, and just all of those things. Anytime I went out, if I would go out with somebody, okay, I got to get home. Well, why? No, I got to get home. Get locked out. Just a lot of different things. But there's this one moment that I knew, because it's when somebody lay hands on you. I knew I had to make a decision then, because he abused me in front of his children.
Physically.
And so, yes,
Okay.
yes. And I remember standing up, and I remember going into the room and calling my mother and saying, "Ma, I gotta go." And that woman, there's so many other stories I could tell you, but that woman has just really been a rock to me.
Okay.
And there are times that she wanted to step in. And as a mother now, I know when you want to fix stuff,
Right.
all she did was support.
Okay.
She knew I wasn't in a good place, but she couldn't say, "Let's go,"
Right.
because she knew where I was.
Right. And we want to do that because we want to
Yes.
save them, but we know that's not how you save them, because they'll probably go back.
Yes. And so I remember leaving and going to live with her. And I stayed with her for a little while until I went back. I went back. And I know it hurt her. Why did I go back? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. And I remember just the fear that she had when I went back. Because I went back when she was gone from work. I packed my stuff up and ran back. Mind you, I'm still going to work. Mind you, I'm putting up a front. Mind you, anything anybody needed, you couldn't tell.
Right.
I was not authentic. I was that put together person, because that's what people said about me.
And broken.
But I was put together because that's who people said I look. Oh, you look together.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That's why I'll be there.
And we know how to wear a mask
Absolutely.
really well to cover up everything.
Absolutely.
No one would ever know.
Yeah.
And we perfect that. We know how to perfect that.
Absolutely.
We know how to perfect that. Oh, somebody got to go ahead. Keep going. I'm going to see if somebody have a question. My little sister has matured so gracefully. Oh, that's Stanley Rogers.
That's my brother.
Oh, okay. That's right. Hey, Mr. Rogers. Yes, she has. Go ahead. Okay.
And so I went back for a little while and had nights of terror, crying, all of those. But this was around a time where I just really, really, really knew it was time to go, but was scared to take that step. And he had told me one day, you know, I could kill you and nobody would find you. And I knew that would happen.
Oh, my God.
I knew that would happen. Now, mind you, there's so many things, and I can't get into it, of things that he did. But it speaks to anybody that knows domestic violence. It's everything. So first it starts with the physical part is the last part.
Yes. Yeah. And we would address that. We would address that. Because I think if he hits you first, you'll be like, brother, I'm out. Peace. He has to get you here.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
And then, and then it's like, then I'm hit you. Because then you like, did he hit me?
Yes.
You know, dog, well, he hit you.
Yeah. And so who stays in the house with somebody and say, I can kill you? I can kill you, cut you up, nobody will find you.
Wow.
And I'm just standing there like,
did he just
but I didn't leave. I didn't leave. Who stays there for that?
Right.
I didn't leave. I believed him, and I didn't leave. Because that's not the first time he said it.
But you believed him and didn't leave. I know women who say that the guy has said it and they didn't believe them and then they stayed. But you believed him, but you still leave.
I still,
Okay.
Okay. I was just there.
Okay.
So months and months and months go by. Still same situation. Still just in and out. Come home drunk, cussing, just everything. Remember, I was going to church with my mother one day. She had called me, so we were getting ready. Came out, he had locked my car, so I couldn't go to church. Oh, it was like, don't be around other people. I have to take you from everybody. So then I would have friends say, why we don't talk no more? I had to isolate from everybody. So I had no friends. I had them, but like...
You couldn't bring them close.
I couldn't bring them close. And so what kind of life is that? I accepted it.
Right.
I accepted it. I would talk to my mother in the bed, under the cover, real quick, and then I hang up. So I know she struggled.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I know she struggled.
I couldn't imagine being on that other end.
And now I think as a mother,
And you have a daughter.
And I have a daughter. I think about how strong she was.
Right.
To just have her daughter endure something like that. But I remember one day finally making the decision. But you leave and you go back a lot of times. So I can't tell you how many. I did it a lot of times.
They say at least 7 times before you're finally gone. But some people don't make it.
No, they don't. And I remember one day, because I did it a couple times. I left several times. But I remember one day standing in a room. And he was gone. And I was so glad every time he left. Because then I would feel calm. When he was there, I feel so anxious. And I remember telling my grandfather, he had passed, and my cousin. I just felt their spirit with me. And I said, if you all help me leave, help me leave. I don't know how to be strong. Please help me. And then it's just at those moments that I felt God trying to help me. You know, I could feel him trying to help me. And I said to myself, I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to die. I said, I know there's something in life that I wanted. I'm not ready to die.
Right.
And this person has said he would do it.
He would do it.
He said he would do it.
Without even blinking his eye.
Without even blinking his eye. And so then I had to struggle with even knowing that. I left, but then went back again.
Right.
And then I finally, Tanya, it was like 3 or 4 more times just going back till I finally made the decision. But I made the decision when I went to counseling.
Okay.
I was at Chicago State. Met an awesome
You were a
counselor.
student there?
I was a student there.
Okay.
And I remember I met an awesome doctor. And I told her, I said, she was like, why are you here? I said, because I want to figure out why I'm staying. I want to leave, but I want to figure out why I'm staying. I said, can you help me with that? Those sessions were hard. They hurt. She dug into the core of me, but I was open. Because when I sat with her, it was hard.
And was it your will to live?
It was my will to
Or
live.
your desire of not wanting to die?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I told her, help me understand why I'm staying.
Right.
And so through that journey with her, it was hard. I hadn't left yet, but I was gathering the strength every time I would go and see her.
Right.
Her space was so safe. I could say whatever I want to say. And then I would leave, and I would see the phone ring, and I wouldn't answer it. And then that's just how our journey was.
Okay.
It's just like, it felt like she took me hand in hand.
Okay.
And we made that journey, and it was a while, but then eventually, we got to the reason why I stayed.
Right.
And my goal to live.
Right.
And so it was hard, Tanya, because when I eventually left, it was almost a pull to come back. Because he would call me.
Of course.
I would answer.
Of course.
I didn't go back.
Right.
I didn't go back.
Right.
Then he began to say, if I see you with somebody, I'm going to kill both of you. So I believed it.
Exactly.
I believed it.
Wow.
But going into the counseling, I had to remain strong.
Right.
And that's the one thing I promised myself, just remain strong. And I realized in opening up to her, I knew somewhere down the line, this would work for my good. I was embarrassed. You know, I would sit in class. I wouldn't tell nobody.
Right. And I think that's what we know. But I think a lot of women don't realize that. But that's what keeps them from getting help is that shame.
Yes.
They're ashamed. So I'm a college student and I don't come from this and I haven't necessarily seen this. How did I end up here? But there's so many little cracks in our soul that causes us to kind of draw toward those things that aren't healthy.
Yeah. And then you say, oh, that don't happen to me.
Yeah.
You can look at something and the situation is almost the same. That's not me.
I hear that so many times. If that was me, I would. You don't know what you would do in that situation. You don't know. And you don't know what would draw you in. And a lot of times, I mean, he may have told you up front who he was. A lot of times they hide that. Abusers are so charming and, perfect. Perfect gentlemen, and they trick you. They manipulate you. Yeah.
But going back to who he was, he must have saw who I was.
Exactly.
And I could tell you in the beginning, and you still gonna stay there.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
I got a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
They know us. They know us.
Yeah.
They know us. Yeah.
And so gratefully, I was finally able to break free. Not by myself, through counseling, through support from different people, and just praying.
Yeah.
Praying. Just. Oh my goodness, it was hard. It was hard. I cannot say that after that I had the best relationships.
Right.
They were all.
Be real.
I go from one
for
to
real.
one
Be
to
real.
yeah.
Be real. Be real.
I did not.
So it took time. It was a process. Nothing you get out and all of a sudden I'm cured and now I can go have healthy relationships. You still got to learn. You got to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to discern. You have to. It's so many.
Because I didn't want to be by myself.
Of course.
So I believe you and go there.
So that part of you hadn't healed yet.
No,
okay.
No.
So you was able to break the tie with him, but you still had some work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I did that, so I thought that little work, then I was done. I had to go be with somebody else. So then I don't have to think about it. I don't have to fix nothing. I can just go into another relationship and focus on that.
Right. Be real.
Yeah.
Be real. Be real. Because that's, be
that's
real.
easy.
That's it.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Go and get into another relationship. That's easy. Because you really don't have to deal with nothing.
Right. Right. Now I could just make him to what I need for him to be, and then I'll be fine. But we still got to do that internal work. Like, yeah.
And then on the flip side, though, like I said, for me, even if I had a relationship and I liked that person, if they needed me to shift this way, I do that. Because I didn't want to be by myself. What's wrong with me that I got to be by myself?
Right.
So, man. So fast forward.
But you're speaking to a lot of women, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're speaking to a lot of women.
Yeah.
You're not. You're not the only one.
No.
That's why we go through this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we can overcome it, then we can tell somebody else. They can overcome it. They can tell somebody else. Yeah.
And so fast forward.
Okay.
I get married. Marriage number one. I cannot say I was quite ready.
Right.
I think for me, I always know that I have not arrived and I never will arrive. As I go through life now, I've met wonderful people that have shared with me and I have grown. I don't cry anymore with my stories, and that's how I know I'm healed.
Okay.
I finally have become vulnerable as a woman, as a person that's been through things. I no longer play a victim role, because through my life I was a victim.
Right.
Anytime I say that I've turned myself to somebody else and everything is why me, I'm gonna do this. Freedom. I just feel that freedom is what we deserve.
Exactly.
It takes us time to be free, and I'm just grateful for where God has taken me. So marriage number one, I can't quite say that was a horrible thing, because God blessed me with a daughter.
Right.
I could say at that time there were still things I need to work on. There were still things that I needed to work on. And it was different things, and it's always things. And so I think that one of the things, and for me, what I say, one of the things, if we are vulnerable to God, if we open, if we don't pretend,
He already knows anyway. But we try to hide it. I give you a little bit.
We then are able to move into that healing.
Absolutely, it's available to us.
It's I don't think
deliverance is what is like what he wants us to have. It's the bread that he wants to feed us. We just have to eat from it.
Yeah.
With choices.
Yeah. I've met a lot of wonderful women who've been in stories not the same as mine, a lot different, NDV, and when we share and collaborate, we just say what gifts we are to each other and to the world to share. So I don't sit here and say my story is just different from any. It's a story.
Right.
It's one of many. I just took from mine growth. I took from mine an obligation to pull another women along to say that while you may feel embarrassed, please, I felt embarrassed for years.
Right.
While you may feel afraid, I felt afraid for years. I felt unworthy. I felt like I was a disappointment to my mother, who never said it, but I
still felt it.
Shamed. I felt all of those things. I just felt that I had hid myself from God, though.
I was going to ask you, how'd you feel as a woman? You know what I mean? Like, did you feel, or even with your purpose, did you even feel like you had one? Did you even feel like it was like, I'm useless now? You know what I mean?
Yes, because I was a victim. So I look at my life and everything that went wrong, and, life is so unfair, and I didn't have no purpose. So with that, I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable to anything that comes to me. So that was my life. It takes a long time to get out of that. Can I say that I'm in a perfect place right now? No. But I can say I'm in a better place.
Right.
I can say I'm in a growing place. I can say I'm in an open place. And there's different life lessons that I'm learning right now. And so with marriage, number one, like I said, blessed with my daughter. Wasn't the worst marriage.
Right.
Wasn't abusive.
Right.
So at least I didn't have, wasn't abusive.
Okay.
So that was a blessing.
Okay.
Wasn't the best. I grew from it. And I just continued to learn.
Okay.
And so the best thing about my life from that one relationship is after that, after getting into the counseling, and like I said, even though I ran into a lot of other relationships, there was a lot of things she poured into me. She helped me just understand worth. And then I believe that there was different people in my life that poured into me.
Right. To help fill you up.
To help fill me up, to just help me. So many wonderful women. Not that my brother didn't do it. And all the men in my family, and I go back to the women in my family. My grandmother is a woman of strength.
Okay.
And as the matriarch, everybody under her, all of us, we had that strength. We had it. I just didn't tap into mine.
Okay.
I didn't tap into mine.
So where are you now today?
Where am I now? I'm married.
Yeah.
I'm married. Good marriage. Good marriage.
Mr. McKinnie.
Yes. Good man.
I love him.
And when you think everything is great. When you think everything is great, because ask me, do I feel worthy? Absolutely. Ask me, do I feel great? Absolutely. Right. Ask me, do I know who I am? Yes. Look how long it took me to know that.
Yeah.
Do I know who I am? I can.
Right.
Say yes.
Right.
Through all of those things, the ups and downs, I know who I am. Got a good marriage. Growing with each other, learning the difference. I joke with people and say, men and women have a different mind. So I tell the children, I got a woman mind, he got a man mind. So we ain't never going to agree on everything. We just gonna coexist together.
Right.
So when life is just so good, then you hit with another thing.
So here you are, you're married. How many years you been married, Michelle?
We will be married 4 years this year.
Beautiful wedding, just
beautiful.
like and I have been privy to the courtship all the way from the beginning. Ha ha ha! I was like, "Who is that, Michelle? What are you doing?" So that I just love to watch that. He was so deserving of that. Went to the wedding. It was beautiful. She was like a little princess, and lived together. Blended families. Yes. He's a man of God, yes. A man of strength, and honored you, and then here we are, got hit with a whammy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because when you think you got it all together, when you think everything is put together, then life happens. 2015, August.
Phew.
August 2015.
I remember that day.
Going to work, not feeling so well. Blessing to work with some nurses. Wasn't feeling well, and one of the ladies said, "I need you to sit down," because nurses are good for that. They can tell you, you don't look right. And so one of them said, "I need you to sit down, and I need to kind of just ask you a couple questions."
What were you feeling?
I was feeling hot. I kind of felt a little bit dizzy. I didn't know what it was. It was a lot going on at work. As in any job, a little bit stressed. And then she was like, "It's just something not right about you." I had felt hot, but she says, "Are you feeling hot on one side?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Okay, we need to go to the emergency room."
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on with me?" Because I didn't feel like that when I got to work.
Right.
It just came on. So I thought. We get to the emergency room.
But time out. Let me see. In the middle of this, I get this text like, "I'm okay. I'm just going to the emergency room." What you going to the emergency room for? I don't feel really well. And they rushed me to. Okay, Michelle. Yeah. I'm okay though. I'm like, she's not okay.
Yes, I know. See, there I go. Just
I'm okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. And so I was there for. What was I there for? In the actual emergency room, there for about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Running all kind of tests. And did they tell me that evening? No. They wanted to continue to run tests.
Okay.
That whole night. They came in the morning when life just. They said, "Well, we are going to kind of share the results with you."
Was anybody there with you?
Edward,
okay.
Husband.
Okay.
Because I'm just like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah, that's scary. You go from
absolutely.
0 to 100 like I just coming to work.
And they said that we believe that you have lesions on your brain. They saying all these technical terms, so I'm not understanding half what they saying. And they said, "Well, right now we believe that this is a symptom of MS." Okay, so I'm like, "What?
Is that part of your family?"
No. And so you know how people say your life just stopped? My life just stopped, and I was no longer in that room. I was just there physically, but I wasn't there. I'm sitting here, and my whole life, everything wonderful. It's just like in my head. I'm not with these. I'm just like, this is what my life is.
Right. This not real.
This not real. So that's where I was. I held back tears. I didn't want nobody in there feeling sorry for me. And when they left, I looked at my husband and said, "What? What? No. I became angry. Right. At God.
I remember you and I talking about that.
Yes, I was angry. Why?
Yeah.
Why me?
And why now?
Why not? I think I'm a good person.
And I've been through all of that. I got done with that. I'm done with that. I came out of that. I've been doing all this work, and then bam.
I'm good to people. I say hi.
Yeah.
I share.
And
I kept going through everything I did, right?
And it's so interesting. Well, I would say ironic because at Metropolitan, Michelle was the self-care guru.
All the time.
We always talked about self-care. Make sure we talked about it in our team meetings. We talked about it among each other. It's like, you got to do it.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm a fraud. I'm telling all these people out here, do all of it. I'm a fraud. That was a space. I remember everybody that came in. The pastor that married us and his wife came in. When my mother came in, my aunt came in. Just as people came in, why me?
That's the question you were asking.
Yeah, why me? Confined to a wheelchair. I was confined to a wheelchair.
Michelle, I saw you. Yeah.
Became almost blind in one eye. Could not function. My husband had to do everything. So what I'm doing right now, I could not do.
We're not
He
able
fed
to write.
me.
We're not able to eat. Drink out of a bottle. You have to use a straw.
Parade food.
Wow.
Parade food. I couldn't have real food. Everything. Nothing. So I was in 3 different hospitals. Three different hospitals. Away from my child. Having to make that decision to be in a facility. I'm looking at my life like, why me? I thought I got it together. I forgave people in my life that I hated.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Why? Why me? Why me? I remember in the bed, and just to kind of fast forward, just every day asking why me. I remember my aunt said one day, she came in the room, and I love her for what she said to me. She said, why not you? Why not you? And I remember telling her, just recently and just all the time I tell her, thank you for telling me that.
Right.
Because you said, why not you? She said, you're so strong. I said, Auntie, I ain't strong. What you talking about? She said, why not you?
You can handle it.
You can handle it. And from there, little by little. So for me, like I said, as I have overcome stuff, it hasn't been by myself. As I try to help other people, it still hasn't been by myself.
Right.
I continue to have people in my life
Right.
that have saved me, that have spoke life into me, that continue to do that. Because on this journey, life continues to hit me.
Right.
And it continues to hit me.
Right. So you built up some armor.
I have.
Lost some weight and built some muscles.
Yeah.
That's what my friend Nikki say. Lose some weight.
Yes.
Build some muscle.
Yes.
Yeah. Vivian said Vivian called you a fighter.
Oh, thank you.
Hubby's on there. Oh yeah, hubby's on there too. Hey, minister. Hey, minister. Okay.
So that was another journey. Very scary. And
that was scary. And that was scary to see you, Michelle, because you never, first of all, want to see someone that you love hurting.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm like, Michelle has been through a lot.
And we ain't even talked about
But I just knew because you had always said that. And
Yes.
I knew what you said carried weight, and I knew that was the truth because it came from your heart. Like, I knew we don't have to tell every detail. I know it. But I was like, she's such a strong person. But to see you so weak and vulnerable, that I was like, I'm not going to cry. I'll cry when I get in the car. I'll just cry when I get in the car. But to see that, like that's, no, I'm like, this can't be it, Lord. This is not it. This is not how this story is going to end. There has to be a purpose to this. Has to be. Because that's like, no. I did not accept that. No. Okay, this is temporary.
And I know, and there was one night where I was laying in the bed. And just, I love God. And I remember laying in the bed. They would wake me up and give me medicine, give me shots and all that. I could hear God and Jesus talking. But as my advocate, he said, is she ready? He said, not yet. when she's released from this place, she will be ready. How powerful that is.
That is.
Because I kept saying every day, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go home.
How much hope that you like, okay, this is not the end.
When I left, he said I was ready to go. Because I could do a lot of stuff by myself. And so for a person as prideful as I was, didn't want to stay in this place, they kept me there the right amount of time. So they said, when we send you home, we want you to be at least take care of yourself.
Right.
There was still, I still had a walker and everything, and I realized that God was going to do what he did when I got home. There was only so much the doctors could do.
Right. Then the miracles start.
Start to happen. And so in my life right now, anytime I meet a woman, I just want to throw love into her. Anytime I hear somebody struggling, they laugh at me at my old job, and they look at me at my new job, because I'm always so hopeful. When I hear a woman's story, I'm gonna tell her some hope. When I hear somebody struggling, I'm gonna throw some hope.
Right.
Because I realized that's what happened to me. People poured so much hope into me. Was it easy? It wasn't. Is it hard? Yes. Is it scary? Yes. My life it's not the end yet. Life will happen again.
Life will happen again.
Life will happen again. But I'm so hopeful. I'm so hopeful. I'm so vulnerable. I'm so open. Not prideful. Not embarrassed.
Right.
Not ashamed.
Right.
I'm worthy. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I told y'all. That's good. But I think if we can take anything from this, there are women who are silent.
Yes.
There are women who are silent. There are women who are going through, don't have to be similar, but they're going through. And have isolated themselves in that place where I'm just going to figure this out. And I know Tanya's one of them. I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to work it through my head. But like we said at the top of this, there is such freedom in being transparent. And you don't have to tell everybody.
No.
That's the thing. Like, the Lord will lead you to those that you won't even have to say a word, but this will deposit in you. Like you said, there are a lot of people that deposited into you. They filled you up to that place. Because had you had that medical condition 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you probably wouldn't have made it.
And I actually prayed for women in my life.
Okay.
And I asked God, could you bring special women in my life? And they have been appearing.
Right.
Just even now.
Yeah. And we don't even realize it. And I think we get so angry and bitter that we shut everybody out, even our sisters, and we need each other. Like, women, we need each other. We got God, we know that, but God has made other women, because first of all, we were not meant to walk alone.
No.
It's never meant to walk alone. And we minimize our sisters, they're our keepers. You know what I mean? And so we do. And I think we discredit each other. I think that's probably why we always saw at each other back or at each other neck, because we really do need each other.
Yeah.
We really do. That's where our strength comes from. I mean, I think he put people in our life specifically tailored and designed for our journey. And then we're placing someone else's life specifically designed for their journey, because we got something to give. But then we got to do the work. Yes. To get there, so that we can be open enough to share, hey, this is what I've been through.
Yeah.
We'll never help anybody. We'll just get fat from holding all our stuff.
Yeah.
Holding all of our stuff. So what are you doing now? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think too, as a mother of a daughter, she watches. She watches me, and I'll share this. Her father, husband number one, is getting married. She watched me talk to the wife to be. And I say that because, as you said, we need each other. She watches how I respond to other women. Right. She watches.
And
I want to be a good role model. And so every time I'm talking to other women, every time I'm doing certain things with other, she watches me. And so one of my obligations is to be good.
Absolutely.
To other women.
For other women. And
Yes.
I was thinking about that earlier today. I'm glad you said that, because I don't think we realize that people are watching. And no, we don't do things to please other people, but to help other people. So our responses, I don't know what made me think about that earlier, but our responses and how we overcome, how we heal, how we communicate, people are watching. And you molding and shaping your daughter and her character, you know. Yeah. So hopefully she won't have to go through this, but if she does encounter it, she'll know how to she'll heal. She'll recover a lot quicker than we did.
And she makes sure I act right.
Of course.
That's my boss.
Miss Elise. Yes, she will.
That's my boss.
Yes, she will. So what are you doing now?
Now I'm going to begin a blog soon.
Okay.
So I'm very excited.
Okay.
And I will share the details with you to put on your page.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give too many details,
okay.
but it is dedicated to us women.
Okay.
So I'm very, very proud of that. I started another job, and I've met so many wonderful women there.
Okay.
Already.
Okay.
Already. And so I just believe that there is strength in us.
There is.
You know, as I think about my life and my story and just everything I've been through, I've always said, maybe. Because one thing she did ask me in the hospital, my daughter, she said, Mommy, why are you going through this? And I said, maybe Mommy should help other women. Maybe God is strengthening me so I can help other mommies. Just to say you can make it. She would cry, why are you going through this? And I said, maybe it's to help other mommies, to show how strong we can be.
Right.
Even though I didn't feel strong when I was telling her that.
Right.
You know, it takes time.
Right.
I said, maybe it's for the strength.
Right.
And so anywhere I go now, I just feel it's my obligation to give that hope. Give that hope to other women. Yeah. Whatever that means to them.
Right, right.
However they want to take it.
Right.
Not forceful, because I wasn't receptive a lot of times in my life. I didn't want to hear you. Don't come to me saying any of that stuff.
Right.
So I get that.
Right.
And I don't try to impose anything.
Right. But those are seeds. And I think I was just heard in my head that there's always hope in the truth. There's always hope in the truth. Yeah. So if you share your truth, whether they want to receive it or not, those are seeds of hope that you're planting into that person. So there's always hope with the truth. So that's good. That's good. That's good. So I want to see if you guys had any questions. Let me see. Anybody? People say they're proud of you. You're a good role model. I'm proud of you too. Okay, there we go. Minister said, what up? What up? What else? Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to post them on there. But I'm so glad to have this conversation. This was good. This was good. And this was good, you know how the word is a two-edged. I think even when we begin to talk about or we listen to other people, I think it helps us as well. Like when we speak about our stuff, it continues to heal those little scab wounds that we still have.
Absolutely.
We still got them little triggers that you be like,
yes.
I was healed from that. Yes, I was. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. But it continues to heal. I think the more and more I do the work, even though I wasn't the victim, my sister was the victim. I think there's still a lot of healing that I had to go through. But I think the more that I talk about it, the more that I feel like if I'm helping somebody else, that's going to help me. Yeah. Open my mouth, that's going to help me. Because it took a while to open my mouth, to admit, to say, she's dead. That took a lot to say. Yeah. But, for those that have survived, I just love to be able to share their stories. Yeah, I love to be able to share their stories. So, I thank you guys for joining us. She did that. She did that, Vivian. Hey, Vivian. It is just about 9 o'clock. I like to make sure I stay within that hour.
Okay.
Hey, Aisha. This is Aisha's.
Hi, Aisha.
This is her lovely space that she's allowed me to share with her. Thank you, Aisha. You guys check out her page, Creating Me. And actually, it's a wonderful, wonderful life skills for teenagers, where she also provides other type of counseling as well. But she has a website that's coming soon. That's working. It's coming soon. Yep. But if you guys have any questions, we got about 5 more minutes. So let's just say if someone was listening, Michelle, what are some words of hope in addition to what you've already shared? I think your story it provides so much hope for so many people. But what would you leave with them today?
I think that because it's scary, I would ask that a woman be still and be quiet and pray, because that person will be revealed to her that's going to help her on the journey.
Right.
Because it's not anything you want to share with everyone. But I think that when she is still, when she's quiet, when she prays, someone will be revealed to help her. Because I tell you, along the way in my life, there were people that were revealed to me, that gave me exactly what I needed.
Right.
So this person gave me this, and this person gave me this, and I have to tell the world.
Right.
And be embarrassed with a lot of people.
Right.
But I think who she needs, and by the prayer, she's opening herself up to God. Right. Because when we're open, He will then help us.
Yes. Yeah.
And she has to admit her brokenness. She has to.
Yeah.
Because then the journey begins. Yeah. And everybody's journey is different. Some are longer, some are shorter. But she has to just open up and admit.
Right. So don't lose hope. Yes. That it's possible. And I know being vulnerable and open and transparent is scary. But like Michelle said, just begin to pray about who or where. I mean, it could be an agency. It could be a counselor at your school. It could be your supervisor. Anybody that, you just never know. So just be open to that. Who that person is, and share. We are available. I mean, I know Michelle wouldn't mind if somebody would inbox her. No, she wouldn't mind at all. So Michelle McKinnie, IE, because I always want to say EY. Minister, I apologize for that. So McKinnie, and then also Kimmy G Foundation is available, and everything is anonymous, and I respond rather quickly. So. If you have a question, reaching out for services, or just need, a conversation, we're available to you. We offer that. So, Yep. So I want to say good night. I appreciate you guys.
Good night. Thank you.
For all of the, you put IE, yes, IE. You got it. Everyone who joined us tonight, we will be back in 2 weeks. I don't know the date, but in 2 weeks on a Wednesday. Again, check us out at Instagram and Facebook. And once Michelle's website and blog is up and running, I will post it on my page. I love you guys. Stanley said, good job. Good job. Thank you, Stanley. You didn't talk to me, sister. Okay. I'm going to take that too, okay? So I thank you guys. I love you guys. And I wish you guys a good night. Don't forget to join us. I will post it again when we're coming, who our special guest will be. May not be anybody. It may just be me. But I still want y'all there. Okay. All right. Peace. Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.